Welcome back, we're the Bourbon Junkies. He's Dan, I'm Sean. He's gonna tell me what the video is right now.
Today, we're gonna talk about who does barrel picks well.
Oh, us.
And
Oh.
what we think people can improve on in barrel pick program.
Oh, love to hear that.
Yeah.
Actually, great idea.
Listen, everybody needs a tool in their life to open boxes.
I've got Dan.
Really just ram into stuff and ruin the blades so somebody else can sharpen them for you.
Me. Enter NAF's knives.
Yep.
You know, I can't say enough positive things about NAFs. I have a large collection of knives, but I keep going back to my lane or two because I like, you know, you're opening things. I've got ADD. I will set things down and I will lose them forever.
That's true.
So one-handed, just do the little close, put it right back in the pocket.
Yeah.
Saves me from losing everything.
All we have to do is make everything clippable to you.
Yeah.
I just realized that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made progress.
Yeah, we're working on things. Head on over to nafs.com/bourbon. Get yourself 10% off right now. You can't have the cookie knife. That's our knife.
Yeah,
that is just for cookie. Check them on out. They got a wide variety of different knives.
Yeah, seriously.
They're right for you.
There's a bunch over there. And the value on these is fan-friggin-tastic. You can get a nice liner lock. You can get the clutch lock.
Yeah.
You can 3D print the scales.
You do whatever
if
you
you're
want.
into that. I mean, there's tons of variability. There's tons of fun and function you get over there at NAFs. For real, people ask us all the time if we actually like them. People ask us like off video and off camera and stuff if we carry them, and often we're carrying one of them.
Yeah.
So they're fantastic knives at a great price.
Sports people sporting us. Check them on out. nafs.com/bourbon.
Huge shout out to NAFs.
Back to the video.
So, I've got like 5 or 6, 7 bottles over here. We've picked from almost every one of them. We've been to most of these places to pick barrels. Now, some barrel programs, Sean and I have done somewhere around 80 to 90 barrel picks at this point.
Look at that. That's
coffee?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I dumped out the Amburana. I want to know if it would just leave like a little bit in the coffee.
Oh, that'd be kind of nice. Almost like a creamer.
I think I picked the worst barrel.
It doesn't matter though. Doesn't matter at all. That smells fantastic.
It does.
Is your coffee that warm?
Yeah.
There's some. What we're gonna do is, Sean and I have picked probably 80 to 90 barrels at this point through Bourbon Junkies.
So I would guarantee we're well over 100.
Okay. Well, in
store
theory,
picks.
that gives us some ability to know what we like and don't like.
Yeah, and then we have the distillery side, and I think we've shaped it on the
Things we liked.
the aspects when we go to places and really enjoyed it, and then like, hey, we like this, we didn't like this.
Yeah.
Let's model it that way. We just had a pick group in yesterday.
Yeah.
That one guy goes, I've done a couple picks. He goes, this is by far and above my favorite.
Oh, I'm glad.
He was very appreciative.
Cool.
He goes, I really, really enjoy what you guys are doing, how you guys are doing it, and what we got to do.
Awesome.
I go,
Well, that's perfect.
great.
So we're trying, but and
We
everybody
are.
else, listen, everybody else is trying too. We're not going to complain about SBS. That's not the point of the video. Like going to Buffalo Trace and getting 4 barrels, and you're like,
I got complaints.
because I can't imagine trying to organize a barrel program at that level.
Yes.
That sounds like an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
And it's a lose-lose for about everybody because
Yeah.
you could never make everybody happy. One,
Kick it off with
we're going to start with a positive.
I like your head.
This is optimism.
That I like it. This is probably one of our favorites. We've talked to this over and over again
Yep.
in our last video that we talked about the distilleries you should visit. Huge reason why,
Starlight.
because they treat you like family. It is awesome. They have a wide berth of different cooperages,
Yep.
master distillers,
Distillation
like
techniques.
different. Yes, so they all distill slightly different.
Yeah.
They all use different woods. They all use different cooperages. It's wild what they're doing there.
Starlight, if you get the opportunity to go on one barrel pick in your life, I would pick Starlight personally.
Yeah.
Just because the farm, go during the summer. You go in the
100%.
side-by-sides, go to the farm. Now, this being said, Sean and I have not obviously done picks everywhere. So,
Yes.
there is room
Grain
for,
of salt.
we will be missing people that you guys are going to say are great. But while you're here and while we're here, just leave your favorite one down in the description of
Do that.
experience-wise.
Give us a little write-up of
Yeah.
why you enjoyed doing a barrel
little
pick
heads up.
or an experience somewhere.
But great place, good food. You get
Yeah.
a food break in the middle. That's cool.
Yeah.
You're in the barrel houses. I mean, hell, we were in the barrel houses when it was 110. We were in the barrel houses when it was 32.
12 degrees.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
there was snow on the ground.
you'll be in the barrel houses picking with the barrels. Christian and Blake seemingly have a really great handle on where the barrels are, what they are taste like, kind of at least profile based, even though every barrel's different. The bottles' values are often fantastic.
Yeah.
I think they're doing, I don't even have something to say to them. I just think that they do a really good job. You'll find, the cool thing is they have so many different things like you were talking about earlier. You'll end up finding something you like somewhere there.
Yeah.
It might be a $60 bottle, and which is awesome.
Yeah.
I think that they're making all their own stuff. This is a very cool place on a cool setting with cool people, and I would 100%
I also think kicking this off, this would be golden standard. Like Dan
programs,
said,
yeah.
that I think they're doing everything right.
Yeah, they're
there.
doing awesome.
That is awesome.
They're doing
So this I think sets a very huge precedent for the rest of the list.
A ridiculous standard.
Yeah. All right. Let's go a little opposite.
We're gonna go negative. All right, and I'm gonna explain why. No, they changed theirs. We haven't been back.
Oh,
They changed theirs and we haven't been back. I was gonna do it, but we haven't experienced a new one. I've heard it's a lot better.
Go ahead.
I've heard it's great now.
Okay.
All right.
We've never done a Woodford.
I know, but I know how it works, and I'm gonna explain why I don't
We've done
like
a store pick that all we got was samples.
Yeah.
That came at a different proof than bottling proof.
Well,
so
that's
we
true,
had
too.
to proof it to bottling proof ourselves
in the store.
And we're like, this tastes phenomenal at cast strength. Unfortunately, I now have to water them down and pick a barrel.
Woodford Riot cast strength was awesome. Complaining specifically with double oak and double oak picks in general, because Woodford double oak picks are 10-barrel blends.
Yeah.
If a rep comes to the state of Michigan with samples, we could pick one.
Yep.
And then the store next door could pick the same one.
It kind of defeats the special thing of picking a single barrel.
It's not a single barrel.
Yeah.
It's legitimately not a single barrel.
Yeah.
It's a 10-barrel blend. You're going to get, let's just say, 200 bottles out of the blend.
Yeah.
If it were 10 barrels, it might be 1,500 bottles. You know what I mean? So if you're getting 200, there might be 7 stores down the road from you that got the same pick as you all. You know,
it's tough.
I don't, nationally, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
If we get one in Michigan and then a California store got the same one, those people probably never interact.
Just a bummer.
Ever.
Just
but
a bummer.
The fact that we're doing single barrels as 10-barrel blends, and it's not, most people do not know that these aren't single barrels. Because they're promoted and sold as single barrels.
Yeah.
Kind of. So it's one of those things with Woodford Double Oak specifically, 10-barrel blends for pick programs seems insane to me. And
This
I
one's
don't
really
like
good
that.
though.
That one
just
is
one
very
blind.
good. That's very good. Another good experience. And very unique experience. Backbone in Indiana.
Nolan, awesome guy.
Yeah.
Doing cool things.
Yeah.
He's like double barreling like Irish whiskey and stuff like that. Super cool. Great time there. He's also willing to sit down, give you extra samples if you're like the same vein of Starlight of, hey, I like this. Can I try something that's close to it? And you like pull up the sheet and go, yep, let's go drill that barrel.
Yeah. That's
Fantastic.
why I think Backbone is as unique as Starlight, but for a different reason. The reason is when we got to Backbone, the first time we did a pick there, they, let's say, and I'm just going to make up some numbers, but Nolan had 10 whiskey samples out in front of us. We try through the 10. All 10 of those were completely different.
Yes.
There was not A and B were both this mash bill at this time from the same lot or anything.
Yeah.
These were, every one of those 10 glasses was, one was wheat whiskey, one was double-barreled Irish, one was wave staved, one was frickin', Canadian, whatever it is.
Yeah.
They're all completely different. But when you find one of the 10 that you like, then Nolan will do the same thing that Sean just mentioned, where it is, for example, I like wave stave finished MGPs.
Yep.
Oh, well, we've got 20 wave staved MGPs.
That entire row is all that.
So if you want to find your favorite barrel of wave staved MGPs because you know you like that, let's go down. You're picking from it's more vague, and then you can narrow down into a niche, which is so cool. So nobody else does that we've ever been to.
He's got a lot of different things, and he really lets you hone in on what you like, which is awesome.
It's so cool, and that's so unique. Almost, there are a lot of Backbone would be considered an NDP.
Yeah.
There are not a lot of NDPs that will let you do that.
Most places you don't get to go and go, I want this, this, and this, and they go, sounds great. We'll definitely go do that for you.
It's so bespoke, and that sets it apart. Now, it isn't the biggest brand in the country, which is why it can be this way.
Yes.
But enjoy it while it is that way, because it is such a unique experience.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Now we're going negative. I can already feel it.
We haven't done
these.
We haven't done one of these.
We've never.
We'd love to.
These also feel like unicorns at this point in time.
That's the problem.
We went away from the 90 proofers that were everywhere.
Yep.
They opened up barrel strengths.
Yep.
that we think are just hot for the sake of being hot more often than not.
They're too hot and
I
too young.
don't enjoy a lot of the barrel proofs that we've gotten.
Yeah.
They've opened a lot of different things, and it feels like they've cut back on just a normal pick.
So I will say, listen, there's some hand up accountability on the enthusiast side of this problem.
Yep.
And then
Yeah, that
there's
is
also
entirely-
hand up accountability situation on Old Forester side of this problem.
Yeah.
Because, like Sean just said, the 90 proofers were really good too.
These going up to the 100, we were really big proponents of being like, I want a cast strength version of this. Like,
Yep.
let's do it.
This
when
is
they
our-
hit
this is
stores,
our hand up account.
and I go, like it. And
Yeah.
they're like, hey, we're going from 90 to 100 proof. I go, awesome.
Yeah.
Like that's what we wanted. That gives more like the enthusiast side fun stuff. And then they just went away.
These are so much harder to find.
Yeah, they're almost
I
nowhere.
have not had a bad 100 proof one yet.
I've found more cast strengths than I've found.
Oh,
100
100%,
proofers, which
yes.
seems insane to me.
Yep. So my problem with the program now is, I would imagine, if I'd take a damn poll on this. I bet you money that this is more sought after than the Blue Label cast
Yeah.
strength versions. And there are none, and I don't think it's because there are none of these. These are better.
I don't know what your whole list here is, but I would also put this in the same vein as like thinking Weller.
Okay.
Like I would rather stumble upon a 107 pick than a full proof.
For you.
100%.
Yeah.
So
So we were wrong. Enthusiasts were wrong.
Yep.
We were wrong about the cast strength.
Yep.
Let's reel it back.
Yep.
Let's just shove hundreds up everybody's ass because they're fantastic. So just come with us on this adventure and just let's do
Not that adventure.
2025
I'm not on that
is the
adventure.
year in which Old Forester lets Bourbon Junkies do a 100 proof pick.
All right.
That's 20. All right. This is a love and I don't want to say hate, but this is a love and
Bruce, he's calling you out.
no.
Oh.
I love Bruce. That's
Bruce,
love.
Bruce, good guy.
I don't know that Bruce would say that's love, but I'll say that's
Yeah,
love.
that's fair.
It might be a one-way
It's
street.
man love.
There's a restraining order probably in place now. Turkey is one of the last legacy places we've ever done a pick that's letting you do what Turkey's letting you do. Like go through barrels in the rick house, more than 4, thieving out of a barrel.
I don't know if that's everyone's experience, but from the people that I've talked to,
Yes.
Bruce will move around.
Yes.
If you're unhappy with what you have.
well, also you're
Bruce will
not
be
starting
like,
with 4.
all right, cool. We got some barrels down the middle of the row. We'll go try those real quick.
You're often not going through 4 barrels of
Yeah.
Turkey, which almost I think every other legacy that we've done has been 4 barrels.
Mm-hmm.
But I have one problem because we both like these.
Yeah.
We both like ours a lot. The
Yeah.
ones we've been able to get. Shout out to Bruce and Ryan and everybody else that helped and was
phenomenal.
involved.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
these are all 110 proof.
Yes.
You taste them a barrel proof. You've got 1 Glen for the
Yeah.
day, and you've got a bottle of water.
Yep.
And those are your 2 tools to pick the best barrel that's going to come out at 110 after it's been probably
And
RO'd and water
you're putting in the
softened.
cap and you're like,
Yeah. That's
That
my
tastes about
only
110?
complaint.
Yeah.
I do think that going into a turkey rickhouse and doing a barrel pick is the coolest legacy experience you can have from a pick perspective.
I would say in the same vein, 1792, exact same thing.
No,
Everything
you're only
was-
getting 4 though.
Yeah, we got the 4
Yeah.
that were sitting there. We didn't get anything past that.
Yeah.
1792
Does
goes, hey, you get to try them at gas strength,
Yeah.
and we're going to put them down to 125
Yeah.
because that's foolproof.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man.
This is such a cool experience, and I don't want to downplay how cool it is to spend a day there and do this.
1000%.
Because it's really cool, and I would do it forever because it's a good place to be.
Listen, we're getting nitpicky on what we like and don't like.
Well,
so,
I just think from an improvement standpoint, and now listen, if somebody's going to let you go through 8 to 12 barrels, they aren't going to proof down 8 to 12 barrels ahead of time
No.
so that you get them at 110 while you're there.
you got to take your pros with your cons.
do.
The pro is, like Dan said,
It's
more
turkey,
than not,
it's cool.
it's legacy, it's awesome
It's the
whiskey.
only legacy
Bruce
doing it
is
that way.
always willing to work with people if
Yeah.
they don't like the samples in front of them. But yeah, I do agree. It would
Yeah.
be way cooler to have them at proof.
Yes.
But it
or,
is a
hear me out.
lot of
Or
work.
hear me out.
Do some cast strength barrel picks.
That is simple. Now, I know that that's a skew thing, and I know you got to get it reapproved, and I know all the nonsense. I get that. That being said, you're Campari. So, you can do it. Because if we can do it, Campari can definitely do it.
Yeah.
So, I think, for real, these would be so... Now, I know we just talked about how we put our foot in our mouth because Old Forester's cast strengths aren't good.
Yeah. No, these are though. These are
When
fucking
you're drinking
phenomenal.
these out of the barrel at cast
Yeah.
strength, they're good.
Yes.
So, this is not a... Well, you guys asked for it, but then you didn't like it.
Yeah.
No, you're having it.
It's gonna be cool.
And you
a
are
nice
liking it.
125 proof version of these.
what we often do is literally just dump water in our favorite 2 or 3 to see which one stands up the
Until we
best.
figure it's about 110.
Well, and like you just have to see which one stands up the best to water while you're there. Because sometimes water ruins stuff, sometimes water makes stuff better.
Yeah.
So it's really hard while you're in the barrel house to do that and do it correctly and know what you're gonna get. That being said, if they don't change anything, we'd still go back there and do more Russell's picks.
Please.
Because they're awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right, last one.
Last one.
This is a cool place. Riverroots.
That's a positive.
This is a
right?
positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think I would put this up there for if you want maybe the most unique barrels you'll find on a barrel pick, I would go to Riverroots. Riverroots purchases barrels
Yeah.
I've never seen anywhere else. So if you want the most unique barrels to go through,
Yeah.
I would go to Riverroots.
I would say they're doing a lot of the positives.
Yes.
Realistically, of letting you go through all the
A bunch
whiskey
of
they
barrels,
have.
yeah.
Because they only usually have like 40 on hand or
Sure.
something like that. It's not a lot, but what they have is very cool.
Yes.
They set us up. Ryan was super hospitable when
Yeah.
we were there. Just let us go through stuff. And he was like, all right, cool. After we picked stuff, he's like, you want to try a couple things? He goes, we're done. All right, cool.
Yep.
He goes, I got some like cool shit over here.
Hopped
Yeah,
whiskey,
like wild shit.
off-profile beam.
Yeah, and it was like, let's just go through and try a couple things.
buff
I was
turkey.
like, that's
They have
awesome.
buff turkey. I mean, Riverroots is an NDP that is willing to take a risk on a lot of barrels, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
Like on a small, they're buying, I don't know, they're buying like 12 to 20 at a time, it seems like. But they're willing to take a risk on those 12 to 20s.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool because when you get there, you will taste stuff that like we won't buy.
Yeah.
You'll taste stuff that Rare Character probably doesn't have. You'll taste
12
stuff that
year 95.5.
exactly.
Like, fuck yeah.
And it's just
Or,
also
what was this, 11
Riverroots
years?
is doing an incredibly good job thus far as I know, at keeping their prices for the barrels they're buying
Yes.
super fucking low. Because we're doing 12-year rye that are $120 or something. That's insane. I don't even know how that works. They did their buff turkey bottles were nowhere near the most expensive ones on market. Like they're willing to buy premium barrels. They will be premium priced, but they'll be lower than the other premium priced people. But I think this is a really cool place. They Cam helped like kind of expose them to like our side of everything.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was really cool from Drums and Drams. They're great people. Ryan's an awesome dude over there. You'll have a good time when you go. And like I just think from a uniqueness perspective, it's different than Backbone, it's different than Starlight, and it's so cool that they're, I mean, listen, you're not gonna like every barrel you try because some are off the wall.
Yeah.
But if you're into that, you might love it too.
Heard they changed it, but
They did.
you know what really sucks?
What?
Getting a sheet that has tasting notes.
Okay, they
And
changed it.
You get to pick 4
They
barrels.
changed the whole program though.
You don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
You don't know that.
Somebody came to Evernorth and told, because I explained it to them, they're like, oh, we didn't have that experience at all. And I go, well, how long ago was it? And they're like a year. And I was like, oh, okay, so it's completely.
So they've gotten better.
Yeah.
Maybe they took some feedback.
Yeah.
Like
So,
to hear that. But yeah, that's the things that we like.
We're the Bourbon Junkies.
And, you know, dislike.
like, comment, subscribe.
Do that. Definitely do that.
Proof's in the pour.
There you go. Now he said it. He did the thing.
Look at that, dude. That was such a good pause, too. It was like theatrical.
I just
almost.
thought you forgot.
I was coming up with it.